Guam. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, an oversight hearing over the proposed medical campus in Manila unravels at the legislature. The community comes forward providing input and sharing concerns. Plus, the nation's highest court declining to review a case that could overturn a century's worth of precedent, giving people born in the U.S. territories equal status in America, and a dismissed lawsuit against the Air Force for open burning and detonation activity near Taragi Beach now goes up for appeal. The latest as the Guam EPA is set to meet on this very issue.
Hafid, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Primetime this Tuesday, October 18th. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Hannah Devonzo. Great to have you here with us. And lots of emotional testimony again during an oversight hearing on the proposed use of Eagles Field in Manila as the site for a new medical complex. The governor has long since identified that acreage as the home of the new Guam Memorial Hospital. The land is expected to be turned over by the military, and the governor has said federal law does not allow it to be given back to original landowners. A crowd of them appeared today before the legislature's land committee, including Christopher Flores, whose father was one of the owners of the Eagles Field property. He stacked out their position in this exchange with Oversight Chair Speaker Therese Terlahi.
But the question for today's hearing is really, the governor's proposing that instead of the land being returned, that we agree to a 99-year lease and that the hospital be situated there. And so my question to you is, what is your opinion on that?
Okay, so if what you just stated prior to what the governor's intention is for that property, if what you just stated is true and you believe that in your heart, then like my other primus here that just stated and all the families here, then you are then who we look up to make that happen, to fight that. And so with that in mind, then I would be in support of whatever the action is to return the properties back to the original landowners. But I will hold you to that, Speaker. I will hold you to that.
Sir, I am going to support that because that is what people of Guam have supported for decades.
Okay.
So I am not changing my position. And
okay, I just want to hear it from you, ma'am. Thank you.
But please be clear, and all of you, I cannot do that by myself. There's no single person on Guam who can do that by themselves. We need to work with the governor. We support her to demand return of those lands, not to demand anything else.
The governor met with original landowners yesterday to explain her position that the feds can only return the land to the local government. She also sent Speaker Terlahi a bill to establish a new process and funding source for a land trust bank that would facilitate current fair value compensation for original landowners whose properties was taken by the military. We'll have more details of today's oversight hearing on our newscast tomorrow. Well, the nation's highest court declining to review a case that could overturn a century's worth of precedent, giving people born in the U.S. territories equal status in America.
The political future of territories now uncertain. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotnia reports.
It's really disappointing to have the court pass on what was really a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reconsider the court's racist decisions in the insular cases.
Equally American helped file the case Fitzsimonu versus U.S., calling the court to recognize that those born in U.S. territories have a right to full U.S. citizenship. The Supreme Court declined to hear the case. He says it leaves some big questions.
Is whether the insular cases remain good law. And that's important to folks in Guam because it's unclear just how far Congress could go in denying rights to people who live in Guam and other U.S. territories.
He says the deck is stacked against residents of the territories, but the Supreme Court isn't the only path. He hopes the president and Congress step in.
We are citizens. It just depends on where you're at.
Northern Marianas delegate Gregorio Sablan shares his disappointment.
We'll have to maybe find another day to bring this up with the Supreme Court. It could be a long time. It could be anytime soon.
It's the story of our life. People who can't vote for the president who sends their families into wars.
I wasn't truly surprised by the fact that the Supreme Court made this decision.
Saipan lawmaker Sheila Babauta says it's time for a change.
Overturning the insular cases really, in my opinion, is one step to having this conversation on a broader scale so that we can talk about not being able to vote for president, that we don't have a vote in Congress, and we don't truly have control over our natural resources.
Former Congressman Dr. Robert Underwood says it's that systemic control that is a central issue.
The U.S. Congress treats us as property, as territory. We are chattel of the U.S. government. And the way to get out of that is for the U.S. government to create a system that allows us to make a free choice on our own.
He says the case the High Court denied is misplaced. He says it shouldn't be framed as individual issues, but the territory's political standing as a whole.
That court that ruled on the insular cases ruled separate but equal. In the case of the territories, they ruled separate and unequal.
Tomas Maglonia for KUAM News.
Deny, deny, deny. Members of Putehili Texan Save Artidian and Earth Justice echoing that message to the Guam Environment Protection Agency for the Air Force permit application to openly burn and detonate waste munitions on Guam's northern beaches.
This as the Guam EPA board is set to meet this week to discuss the issue. Today, the group filing an appeal with the Ninth Circuit Court fighting the District Court of Guam Chief Judge's dismissal of the lawsuit they brought against the Air Force.
The fight goes on for Putehili Texan Save Artidian and Earth Justice, the group Tuesday morning filing its appeal in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals against District Court of Guam Chief Judge Francis Hidinko Gatewood's recent dismissal of their civil lawsuit against the Air Force's open burning and open detonation of waste munitions on the military base. David Henkin is with Earth Justice.
The Air Force simply hasn't lived up to legal standards that would be necessary to carry out this type of activity in Guam. And it's incumbent on Guam EPA to do its job and protect the people.
He is confident they will win the appeal. Tien Chow is also with the organization focused on defending the planet.
We respectfully disagree with the district court and how that decision turned out. Under the National Environmental Policy Act, the Air Force had an obligation before it took any action to further its plans to blow up bombs in the open air and on the sand on Taragi Beach to study the environmental impacts as well as alternatives.
He contends this act has been applied for decades and argues deny the permit Guam EPA.
And it can do so right now. There's no reason, there's no excuse for this permit to continue pending. While the permit application is pending, the Air Force is able to continue doing open detonation activities under its expired permit.
Monica Flores is expected to speak out at the board meeting on Thursday.
That are putting our community at risk. And so the Guam EPA board, although they are not able to vote to approve or deny that permit, we really want to approach them to ask them to urge Guam EPA to deny that permit.
Meantime, the military continues to decline comment on the ongoing issue. Guam EPA also has yet to take action on the Air Force's permit application.
I was shot, the words from the man who accuses defendant Nicholas Wayne Moore of firing the gun, sending him to the hospital.
Today, that man speaking out on what went down the night he had to be rushed to the hospital. He allegedly told police he believed someone else was the target. Brian Mendiola took the stand today testifying against his alleged shooter, Nicholas Wayne Moore.
I saw the black F-150 drive down my street. The guy's name was Nick. He was screaming Curtis up and down the streets.
The shooting a result of an apparent drug deal gone wrong. It was Mendiola's friend Curtis who allegedly owed money to Moore, but it was Mendiola who paid the price.
When I lifted up my hand from my leg and saw that it was red, and I identified I got shot, I was enraged. And I knew that it was shot from the bang I heard right before, and because, you know, I saw the, I saw the gun go off, and then when I felt it tap, I touched my own leg. When I saw the red, I was immediately enraged, because I know I had got shot.
Mendiola alleged he only met Moore one time prior before getting shot in the leg. His injury sent him to Naval Hospital, where he spent hours receiving treatment. Testimonies continue in Superior Court.
Well, we have much more news ahead.
Keep it here to KUAM, your news leader.
Half a day. I'm Tom Fisher. Here's the harsh reality. A trip to the grocery store for the basics, eggs, bag of rice, butter, can of Spam, milk, costs almost $30, and that's just 5 items. The cost of living continues to grow, but the money doesn't. We need to roll back the business privilege tax to reduce Guam's cost of living, and I will make that happen.
Vote Thomas Fisher for senator. If you want different, vote different.
I'm Tom Fisher, and I approve this message.
My name is Leonza Selvage, and I have a 4-year-old daughter who goes to lots of learning daycare. So with the rising cost of living, it helps tremendously with bills. I don't have to worry about paying for childcare services. Knowing that this program is offered to our people, most especially our children, I think something to definitely be grateful for. I learned about Programan Panilan from the mayor's offices here, and my initial reaction to the program, I was actually in disbelief that this program offered free childcare services to our people. I wanted to give my mom a break for a little bit, so when I found out about the program, I jumped right on it. I was relieved because childcare at no cost. I'm thankful for this program because I don't have to worry about an extra set of bills coming my way. I'm grateful to the governor, the lieutenant governor, everyone behind the scenes that made this happen.
Need help paying for childcare? Guam families can receive financial support through Programan Pinilan. Learn more and apply at guamchildcare.com.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Connecting people, devices, and applications. At Docomo Pacific, we know a business like Ambith needs to be able to adapt under any work environment, to perform efficiently and stay operationally resilient. No matter what obstacles or opportunities your business faces, you need to connect with customers, employees, and partners in real time. That's why we do the heavy lifting, so you can jump right into what drives your success and meet your customers where they want to be met. Powering networks for performance, reliability, and satisfaction. Docomo Pacific. Work better together.
Half a day. I am Ricardo Mpinku and I'm running for CCU. I retired as GPA General Manager in 1999. I signed the first public-private partnership to build power plants that ended load shedding in the 1990s. In 2007, as Deputy GM for Veolia Water, we managed the GWA wastewater for 7 years. You, the ratepayers, deserve reliable power and water. Please vote for me. I'm Rick Mpinku and I approve this message.
Welcome back. Well, the political punch is now hitting the agency in charge of the island's top industry. Guam Visitors Bureau CEO and President Carl Gutierrez taking to his agency's social media platforms, expressing frustration over claims directed at GVB by the Republican gubernatorial team. Camacho, Ada, and Delegate Matson publicly discussing how GVB spent all $20 million in ARP funds, arguing how there are no flights coming into the island and claiming those funds should have went to the people. Gutierrez not standing by, calling those statements outright lies and saying GVB has $13.5 million in the bank to support tourism, adding his board had approved the use of the funds. Critics also questioned the Visitors Bureau's president for using the GVB platforms to issue his response, but Gutierrez tells KUAM he was left with no choice.
I'm responsible to the members. I'm responsible to the people of Guam. And when they put that out in mass social media, I need to get out in the same manner to be able to refute it.
So you're speaking more so just as the CEO and president, the head of the Visitors Bureau, rather than it seeming more like a political move for the other side?
Absolutely not. I didn't want politics into this. That's why I was able to tape it in my GVB conference room. I used my GVB equipment because it's a GVB response. It has nothing to do with anybody's campaign.
Gutierrez defends the money has been well spent, noting the 216,000 visitor arrivals this past fiscal year as tourism recovery efforts are ongoing, along with covering COVID-19 costs for tourists to return home.
And the return of the visitor industry is not coming fast enough for many businesses who still require some financial life support in order to survive.
Nestor Lecanto reports on a tourism summit today where they laid out the numbers that back the need for more government assistance and collaboration.
The Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association and the Guam Tourism and Travel Association sponsored the forum to share their perspective on the state of the local visitor industry. GHRA President Mary Rhodes.
I think that it's really important that everybody understand why it looks busy, but it may not be generating the same kind of revenues we were hoping to have, because our leisure traveler really presents a total different mix of things, from their types of stays to their type of spend.
She quotes statistics that show an 83% decline in overall business since pre-pandemic 2019. Which is actually 92% if you take out military business. For one, they're seeking a new local employer assistance program. But GITA President Melanie Mendiola, who also spoke at the forum, said the LEAP program served its purpose of keeping workers employed during the height of the pandemic. But as businesses rebound, most no longer qualify. Rhodes counters there's enough that will.
There are 113 companies that still would qualify, and that's about $36 million that if we were to roll out LEAP design today, where you still had more than 50% loss, it's still $36 million that could easily be guaranteed from GITA to give out to our private sector stakeholders.
GITA's Mendiola said she's willing to hear them out, but for now remains uncommitted. Meanwhile, GTTA chairperson Jovina Lujan says they're also seeking stronger partnerships with government agencies such as GITA and GVB in order to raise the target for visitor arrivals by several 100,000.
This industry was built by the private sector, and that's where our confidence remains. Best ideas can be laid on the table to find meaningful solutions to leverage this million arrivals in 2023 that we are after.
Rhodes says while GVB has a budget this year of $18 million, the private sector collectively spends millions more on their own marketing. She says they need to combine efforts.
Really, as private sector stakeholder industry, we rather just work together and come up with that cohesive message through our collaboration and use that to help also market and promote Guam from the same type of branding.
For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And October is Farm to School Month. It's a national movement that connects children and local foods, with 42,000 schools participating and reaching over 23 million kids. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the impact is big.
Our island is also taking part in these celebrations, which is why we're looking good today in green to bring awareness. Mitsuki Hirayama has more in tonight's Coordinating for a Cause.
Get your hands in the dirt because it's National Farm to School Month, a time to celebrate learning how food makes its way to our tables. For Guahan Sustainable Culture co-founder and president Michelle Crisostomo, Farm to School Month is an opportunity to teach students the value of growing your own food.
Nowadays, we've been working with middle schoolers and elementary students, and realizing that not a lot of them know a lot about local food or where their food comes from.
Which is why GSC is hosting farm to school activities to empower our young learners.
One of the biggest ones is our School Gardens project, where we have selected 10 schools to work with to either build new gardens in their school or to improve existing gardens that they may have.
Teachers from these 10 schools will be receiving robust curriculums developed by GSC.
We also have our Little Sprouts Academy program, so we have an after-school program for elementary students, and we do that up at Sagan Culture in Chamorro in Tumon, and we have a after-school program starting in January for middle school students that we will be doing out of Chamorro Village.
Chrysostomos saying, it's important our youth learn food sovereignty and food security, as Guam is currently reliant on outside food sources.
If younger people learn the importance of being dependent and growing our own food, they could take that with them into the future and make some positive changes for the island.
You too can participate in building a sustainable and food-secure Guam. To learn more, check out gusustainable.org. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
And now for a look at your world at home. Here's a video captured of the Tagacheng Beach area in Jutnya. Our videographer using a drone to bring you this stunning view.
Oh, check out that sunset. Wow.
Just beautiful.
The Guam National Weather Service predicting Wednesday will bring mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, a 40% chance of rain. We'll be right back.
Hafide Guam, this is Telo Tairigui. Fighting for you has been my honor. Regardless of the politics and the challenges we face, I've worked hard every day to improve GMH facilities, fund security cameras for public safety, support road repairs, and call out legislation and decisions that break the people's trust in government. The fight for these priorities isn't over. It's just begun. I'm Telo Tairigui. I approve this message and humbly ask for your vote.
My name is Vincent Malfinas, and I'm from the village of Saranya. I had a stroke. So, I'm just in time of recovering right now, and, I still need that assistance. I saw the commercial on social media. I thought, let me give it a try. I came in, and they pointed me to the right person that could help me. And after that, it seemed like the process started going a little bit faster. They ended up contacting me a little bit after that. I was able to get my Medicaid approval. I believe in the Relief Center. It works. When somebody is willing to go over and beyond for you without question, it touches the heart, It must mean something that God put the Relief Center there for a reason, because He knows it'll work. And the right people are put in the positions with big hearts. Governor Lou Leon and Josh has put this program into place, and it has helped me more than once. You have definitely helped me immensely. I owe you my life. Thank you. With all my heart, thank you.
Power on with the strength of a Ram during Ram Power Days, happening now at Cars Plus Guam. Save up to $8,000 off on a brand new Ram truck today. My name is Jose Delgado, and you can contact me at 671-929-3645 to schedule a test drive, or you can visit our website at carsplusguam.com to learn more. Cars Plus, driven by you.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, IIAG Girls High School Volleyball Championship between Notre Dame and Academy. That along with some ESA All-Island Wrestling from the FD Phoenix Center. Check it out. Notre Dame claimed the IIAG Girls Volleyball title in 4 sets over the Academy Cougars, 25-16, 23-25, 25-19, 25-14. Congratulations to all of the teams that were represented at this year's ISA All-Island Wrestling Meet. The Father Dueñas Friars placed first for the boys team with 131 total points. Guam High School and Teason High tied for second with 64 points each. GW was in third with 48. The girls team of Notre Dame and Academy placed first with 107 points. JFK was second with 67. Teason High was third with 42 points.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
This burger looked at one slice of melted cheese and said, more cheese. It looked at pickles and said, also onions. It wanted to be more than hot. It wanted to be juicy. This is the Quarter Pounder with cheese. If you thought one napkin for the Quarter Pounder with cheese was enough, it's not enough.
Half a day. I'm Kelina from Doc's Kitty College.
And I'm Kristen from Doc's Daycare and Preschool.
And we are so honored to be caring for the children of Guam. The governor's child care programs help businesses like ours to really focus on the kids. These programs also help nonprofits and after-school programs and grandparents and so many families.
Visit www.guamchildcare.com to learn more about the governor's child care programs. This ad is paid for with funds administered by DPHSS.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
In this week's Giving Every Tuesday, the American Red Cross Guam CNMI chapters are rallying community support for Hurricane Ian victims through a Text to Give campaign.
Here's how Docomo Pacific customers in Guam and the CNMI can support relief efforts through text.
Recently, Hurricane Ian, a large Category 4 storm with its 150-mile-per-hour winds, pummeled western Cuba and the southeast United States, leaving communities and families now struggling to cope and slowly pick up the pieces. American Red Cross disaster relief volunteers, to include volunteers from Guam, have been working around the clock with partners and local officials to provide emergency assistance. And this is where we call on you. From now through Tuesday, November 15th, Docomo Pacific customers in Guam and the CNMI can support relief efforts through text. To give, text ARC to 4357 or HELP for a donation of $10. 100% of the funds will be donated directly to the respective Red Cross chapter. For those who are not Docomo Pacific customers who'd like to assist, the American Red Cross is also accepting donations through Alexa with Amazon Pay. This service enables you to make the donations through voice using the following steps. Tell Alexa, "Alexa, make a donation to the American Red Cross." Your donation is processed with Amazon Pay using the information already stored in your Amazon account. And lastly, you can also donate directly to the American Red Cross Guam chapter by calling 671-472-6217 through 9 or 671-688-0280. Please make sure to make checks payable to the American Red Cross with designation to Hurricane Ian. These are just some ways we all can help as a rebuilding of not only homes, but lives begin. With this week's Giving Every Tuesday, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
And before we go tonight, your birthday shout-outs.
October 18th is a Tuesday this year, so happy Tuesday birthday to Emma Ray Pablo Lujan, who celebrates Sweet 16 birthday in 2022. You're getting all the love in the world from Dad, Mom, Trinity, JJ, Harper, and Grammy, who all say, in all caps, we love you. Dylan J. Hernandez, there's the J. Happy birthday number 23 to our daddy. You get love from your baby girls, Kiani Joy, Kaylee Jo, and Mommy. Kaylee Jo Cabrera Hernandez, there she is. Happy birthday number 1 to our rainbow baby. We love you, says your family, and we can't wait to finally meet you. Love, Glama, and Oompa. Happy birthday number 11 to Zyler, who gets love from every single member of the family. And happy birthday number 45 to Teddy Blas and Netley Cruz Amwan from your Kanata and Blas familia, and happy belated birthday to Netley, who is in San Diego.
You can be a part of our Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com, and that's our show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Hannah Devonzo. Please stay safe, Guam, and good night.
Good night.
Happy day, everybody, and happy Tuesday. You know what that means. It's another edition of Health, Home, and Lifestyle, and it is the month of October, so it's the spooktacular season. But as you all know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and every Tuesday right here on Health, Home, and Lifestyle, our Jonagan Charfris in our Think Pink series will introduce you to a brave breast cancer survivor.
Think Pink this October in commemoration of Breast Cancer Awareness, presented by Island Cancer Center and the American Cancer Society.
Meet Kay Mahia.
Please call me Kay. Born and raised on the beautiful island of Guam, and I grew up in Agani Heights, currently living in Southern California.
She's a wife, a mother, an athlete, and a cancer survivor.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer on December 5th, 2016. I was 30 years old. My journey through breast cancer actually started 6 months before that, when I first found the lumps in my breasts. I wasted no time when I first found my lumps. I actually was able to see my primary care doctor the very same day, and she referred me to see the radiology clinic, where I got my very first mammogram and ultrasound at the age of 30. After I had that done, the reading radiologist came out and looked at my images and understood my risk factors were low, and so he said, I'm not worried about this.
Her doctor telling her to check back in 6 months.
So I trusted my doctor. I went home that night, felt pretty confident that, okay, well, I'm doing the right thing. I care about my health, so I'll follow the doctor's orders.
But she admits those 6 months, she also listened to her body.
Something didn't feel right. I would feel the lump every day, actually hoping okay, maybe it'll go away today, but it was still there. In fact, towards the latter part of 6 months, in addition to the 2 lumps that I found 2 more. So that's when I decided that at my 6-month follow-up, regardless of what my doctor would recommend, I already knew that I was going to ask for more, and I was going to ask for a biopsy.
This time, another doctor did repeated mammograms and ultrasound.
The new doctor, taking a look again at my images, said hey, you're young, you're active, your risk factors are low, and the images show me nothing that worries me. So I'm going to recommend that you come back in 6 months again. But I already had my mind made up. I said, peace of mind is everything for me. I'd like a biopsy.
The results not what she expected to hear.
He said the words invasive ductal carcinoma, and I still had a smile on my face. I was like, oh yeah, well, what's that? Because I was pretty confident that it was nothing. And he said, it's breast cancer. You have breast cancer.
A shocking moment that was followed by chemotherapy treatment, hair loss, a bilateral mastectomy, several reconstructive surgeries, and more than a month of radiation therapy. Kay is currently on hormonal therapy for a total of 5 years. Through it all, she had support from her family and her community she built with Barbell for Boobs, an organization that offers support and education for those impacted by breast cancer while incorporating fitness. And in time for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Kay was tapped to be among the survivors featured in a collab with Puma. Her video on display along one of the most popular streets in the Big Apple.
If you were to tell me like, hey, 5 years from, your last chemo treatment, Kay, you're going to be on Fifth Avenue in New York City, I think you're crazy. Like, okay, sure. But, to look back, it was definitely a journey, and, finding purpose in what was supposed to be destructive and, just something painful. I'm grateful. Overall, I'm just grateful.
Her involvement adding to her why in life as she continues the fight for others, all while showing her Guam pride from thousands of miles away.
I feel, like I'm in my purpose, that, it's, if I can show others, going through it, like this is what's possible, after a breast cancer diagnosis, like you can have a better quality of life after breast cancer diagnosis.
Think Pink this October in commemoration of Breast Cancer Awareness, presented by Island Cancer Center and the American Cancer Society.
So remember, that is every Tuesday. Make sure to take a look to find out who is the brave breast cancer survivor featured next week. And don't go anywhere, because up next, Claire Calvo.
Nutrition can be difficult, but we make it easy and convenient.
It's always best to do it with a friend or a group to help keep you all motivated and in check.
We have a new 6-week group wellness program that is meant to help you to eat healthier and also to live a healthier lifestyle.
Eating healthy has so many benefits like weight loss, increased energy levels, improved overall health, less doctor visits, and less money spent on medication.
So if you want to start eating healthier and you have a group of people that want to as well, come see us. Our program includes meals for 7 days a week. It also includes pre and post assessments and a standardized meal plan.
We also provide nutrition coaching, so come check us out today. We make it easy for you to eat healthy.
Let's get nutritious.
Buenas, I'm Amanda Shelton. Whether creating the first Veterans Bill of Rights, increasing scholarship funding for college students, creating the Opioid Recovery Fund, providing pandemic relief to companies, or pushing to raise the cost of living for our manamku, my time as a lawmaker has always been about empowering people. I metgut na isla tumatuhun kon metgut na kabatsizu, hu prometi hau esti.
Please re-elect Amanda Shelton for Senator, Johnny Cole Torres Treasurer.
Introducing the new Choice Bundles from GTA. Choose from the services you want and save big when you bundle. Fast internet speeds, unlimited mobile data, digital TV that you can stream anywhere, and digital home phone for Guam's most reliable network. The more you choose, the more you save. Over $1,000 a year. And for a limited time, bundle Internet 75 or higher and get a $100 account credit. Visit GTA.net and use our bundle calculator to see how much you can save. GTA, we start with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Here is Claire Calvo with Weekly Renewal. Take a look.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Half the day, I'm Claire Calvo bringing you your Weekly Renewal. We're here back with Rita Cruz-Turca as she discusses yoga and Ayurveda. Welcome back, Rita.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
So all these things that you bring up, of course, there's a physical component, the mental, emotional, and spiritual or energetic. And I found, especially these past few years, people are really seeking out self-care. It's been a concern, not just our physical health, but of course, these past few years, even with the mental and emotional health of how we're doing. And are there things that you could just maybe suggest that could help with that, aligning and bringing balance to both the mind and the body that you can maybe quickly go
Well,
through?
one thing we can all resonate with is how to sit.
Yeah.
Simply how to sit. And one of the things we do before we begin a yoga practice, and you can do this, it doesn't matter, you don't even have to go to a yoga class. You can create what we can call a sacred space in your home. That's somewhere where you can, that will hold sort of this calming corner of the house, corner of your room. And a good way is to just, even if it's just in a chair, to sit upright. And so when we begin to practice, I'll say, all right, take your seat of auspiciousness. And most people will come, and even long-term practitioners, many times they'll come in and they'll be sitting, slouching. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do our own. And I'll say, lift the heart, lift the sternum, see what happens. So you lift, and you feel awareness rise. Right. So that's where I've been taught from the very beginning, this is the beginning of alignment, just becoming aware. And so there's a certain kind of dullness that happens in here. It's heavy. Then we want to hold the weight of our world, our day on our backs. Right. And then we just arise, right? So that we can come to a place where we can be more open. And open to even just hear yourself and all the chatter, and allowing a bit more space so that this heaviness can lift and come away. And then you become aware of, well, am I breathing, right? Because we all hold our breath, and we're all functioning many times. First reaction, we're all human, is fear. And so sometimes those things surface, we don't even realize it's happening. But I'm using that as an example, that sensation. But we do asanas to increase courage. Back bending is a big deal, right? So as we age, our sternum becomes dry, for example, or kyphosis sets in. It's almost a reflection of the weight of the world that we never were able to release. And so we'll do this physical postures, is the term that you can use instead of asana so people understand, but postures that assist us with that and help us to sit upright. Like, okay, well, if you're slouching a lot on the floor, maybe it's okay to sit up on a couple pillows or hide a blanket. That's fine. I do. With my scoliosis and my pelvic tilt, I need to start from a base that's a little higher. Otherwise, then, if I'm trying to sit there to quiet my mind the whole time, I'm thinking, my left back is feeling, oh, that's not so good. Right. Those kind of things. So what can happen is then the mind may end up going into the body a bit too much, where you're trying to clear the mind. So anyway, when it does come to just sitting up straight, take a seat that is comfortable enough so that you can feel that you can sit upright.
And you're not stressed.
Yeah, and you're not trying to be in someone else's body. Right. We all are trying too much to be like someone else. It's hard enough to just be who you are. That's what my guru, my teacher would say. Just do what you can to figure out who you are first before even attempting to emulate anyone else. And so just see where your seat is. You don't have to sit on the floor. It could be in a chair if this is where you're at. And so that's a good start.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
We'll be back.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles Driver's Rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Power on with the strength of a Ram during Ram Power Days, happening now at Cars Plus Guam. Save up to $8,000 off on a brand new Ram truck today. My name is Jose Delgado, and you can contact me at 671-929-3645 to schedule a test drive, or you can visit our website at carsplusguam.com to learn more. Cars Plus, driven by you.
And that's where the cheese comes in.
I don't get it.
It's a thick crust with crispy edges. What is there not to get?
The sauce on top?
You haven't even tried it yet.
You know, she's got a point. I don't want to talk about politics. Detroit style is back at Pizza Hut. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to another Health, Home, and Lifestyle. It's a very special one because I have with me three wonderful ladies who have introduced a great program regarding memory loss. Let me introduce them. This is Miss Vicky, and of course, Dr. Margaret Uchima, the Dean of Health at UOG, and Miss Desiree. She is one of the editors for the UOG Press. So guys, really interesting stuff. This memory loss program, tell me all about it.
Well, we have a grant from HRSA. It's a U.S. grant, and it funds what we call our Geriatric Workforce Enhancement Program. And it's a large grant, so there are a lot of pieces to it, including our nursing assistant and caregiver training. But the specific program that we're talking about today is our work with dementia centers and with the geriatric telehealth support group for the elderly, and then some of our other outreach, which Ms. Vicky can speak to. But we have been working on this grant for 3 years, and this is our year number 4. But we have come up with activities so that people can connect with their loved one, particularly those with dementia, because sometimes it is hard to make that connection. And we decided to come up with a local resource instead of just buying resources from the mainland or United Kingdom, where sometimes the pictures and the words don't really fit with our cultures on Guam. So Ms. Vicky and of course, UOG Press have been really helping us to develop our own book that is very user-friendly, meaning it's water resistant, waterproof. So elderly, even in senior centers or the adult day centers, congregate living, you can clean it. The pictures are very easy to see, and it stimulates conversation between the caregiver and the person who is getting older or that has some dementia and memory loss. So Ms. Vicky can talk a little bit about how it's being used.
Ms. Vicky, please.
Okay. Well, the memories that we created is really, this is back probably the late of 2021. And we thought that memories is something that our elderly can share with the loved ones. Not only the target is dementia, because usually the dementia, they remember the old memories, the past memories, than the one that is just recently. So in this book we created is something that anyone that even their loved ones, whether they have a dementia or not, can create a good time, good quality of time by sharing fun memories, stories of their loved ones. And one of this is we created it more culturally, the background, so that they can relate more, especially our elderly in here. Sometimes it's hard for, especially for the young ones, to start conversation with their elderly. And I think this one is a good one, and not only that we're creating bonding, but also a quality of life for everyone, especially, quality of life for their elderly.
Thank you so much, Ms. Vicky. Ms. Desiree, so I know UOG Press was a big part in this project. Could you share how you guys helped and how you guys got involved?
Yeah, we were really excited to partner with the School of Health and GUAP for this program. Immediately, it was clear to us that this was a resource that was needed and lacking in our community. So many resources are not localized. And so for the press, this was one easy opportunity for us to support creating them for our island. And so I think the biggest role we played was in helping to edit and format and also search for pictures And the pictures, I think the process for gathering pictures was a really lovely one because it was truly a community effort. The pictures that are published in here come from the MARC, and we would like to thank Mr. Nick Abernella for helping us with that, but also from community photographers like Jennifer Camacho, the Titano family, the Santo Chamas family, and even the PDN were gracious enough to let us go through their personal collections, their family collections, free of charge to include in this resource because they also saw how valuable it was for their community and they could see it being used with their loved ones. So we're really grateful to the MARC, to our Director of Publishing, Victoria Leon Guerrero, and to our community photographers for helping us to support the School of Health.
And of course, to wrap everything up, Dr. Tima, Ms. Viggy, Ms. Desiree, should our island residents want to get a hold of this wonderful book, how can they?
Well, we've been having people email us, and oh my gosh, I don't have the email on me. I think it's on here, sorry. You can email us at uog.gwep@triton.uog.edu. And our phone number is 671-735-0109. And again, that's a Guam Micronesia Geriatrics Workforce Enhancement Program.
All right, well, guys, you heard it here first. Wonderful book called Guam Memories. So if you have grandma, grandpa who you have a hard time talking to, maybe this book will definitely help them out. And of course, thank you so much to the wonderful ladies right here today who shared this wonderful book with me and with you guys. So don't go anywhere because more health, home, and lifestyle when we come back.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Ah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
My name is Leonza Selvage, and I have a 4-year-old daughter who goes to lots of learning daycare. So with the rising cost of living, it helps tremendously with bills. I don't have to worry about paying for childcare services. Knowing that this program is offered to our people, most especially our children, I think something to definitely be grateful for. I learned about Program in Panilan from the mayor's offices here, and my initial reaction to the program, I was actually in disbelief that this program offered free childcare services to our people. I wanted to give my mom a break for a little bit, so when I found out about the program, I jumped right on it. I was relieved because childcare at no cost. I'm thankful for this program because I don't have to worry about an extra set of bills coming my way. I'm grateful to the governor, the lieutenant governor, everyone behind the scenes that made this happen.
Need help paying for childcare? Guam families can receive financial support through Programan Pinilan. Learn more and apply at guamchildcare.com.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
And now here is Jason Salas and our friends at RE/MAX Diamond Realty with House to Home.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Half a day and happy Tuesday to you and yours, everybody. This is House to Home, and I'm Jason Salas, and my friends at RE/MAX Diamond Realty, Liz Duenas and Gina Campos, join me once again. And we've been talking about the many troubles that several of our island neighbors have experienced with using their property, being able to commercialize their property, being able to pass down their property and develop their property for their own purposes. But, you know, today we're doing something very special because we are introducing a person from our community who unfortunately is one such case. Mr. John Santos, a resident of Santa Rita, Sumay, who has made, he and his beautiful wife have made Guam their home for many, many years. Mr. Santos is a GovGuam retiree of the Port Authority. He has served Guam nobly. He wants to make Guam his home. And unfortunately, he's got a story to share with you about some of the roadblocks that he has experienced trying to make use of his own land. So ladies, Hafaday and Mr.